Yeah, Let Me In Your Heart Again was a song of mine which was developing at the time, and I had a good feeling about it, but I didn't quite have the wherewithal to finish it. And it's one of those things where you're kicking it around in the studio, as was normal for Queen. You know, we kick it around and think, oh, it's going to just evolve the last 5 or 10% in the studio. And I'm writing lyrics on the back of envelopes for Freddie to try out. That went on right to the very end of days with Freddie. Freddie was saying, you know, in those very last hours when he wasn't going to be able to sing anymore, he was saying, write me more stuff, write me more lyrics, write me more stuff. But at that point, we're trying it out, and it's difficult. I've written something which, as Freddie told me, is always impossible. He said, you always write me stuff which is impossible to sing because it's too high or it's too low or whatever. So he sang the first verse low, and then the second verse, he went up an octave, and it was painful for him to sing. And he went, I can't do this, I can't do this. And so we thought, okay, we have to change the key. So we make it easier for Freddie to sing. We play it in the new key. And it's fine, he sings it fine, but it doesn't quite have that passion that it had when he was struggling and he was in pain. So, and also I'm not quite sure if the words are finished, and I'm worried about some of the words, and the middle eight doesn't quite hang together, doesn't come back the way it should. So we go, okay, we'll leave this and we'll come back to it sometime. And we never came back. So the song was there, and I got it out about a year ago, all the bits on the analog tape. It sounds fresh as the day it was done, over, what is it, 40 years ago? Freddie's voice sounds absolutely crystal clear, like we'd recorded it yesterday. You can hear every little sort of bit of spit in his throat. You can hear his teeth spitting out the words, and he's as close as that to you. And I was actually very moved, and I thought, you know, we have to finish this. There has to be a way. And a sort of miracle happened. As sometimes, you know, when you try hard enough, you get a little help. And I put all the middle eight stuff together. We looked at all the pieces that we had of this jigsaw puzzle, and it suddenly dawned on me that I could use a piece of this middle eight and a piece of that, and this end of that would go after here, and it would bring it back. We spliced it all together, and it worked just like a dream. So you're using Pro Tools to assemble, but you're not using Pro Tools to bring instruments in from different places. You know, that you can do that, but in this case, what we had at the end of it was a jigsaw puzzle, but a jigsaw puzzle of live takes. At every instant, you're hearing the four of us actually interacting in the room, so it has that electricity of a real live performance. So I was thrilled by the time I got to that point, and you know, it didn't need much work after that to mix it. It's just mixing, and a little bit of extra guitar in the middle, a little bit of extra backing vocals that Roger and I put on, just a little bit of icing. But really, the live take is there from, I forget, 1984, 5, is it? And it was done in a record plant in Los Angeles when we were right at our peak.